Hey yo, what's up everybody, it's in JJ. We're coming back a video basically talking about cryptocurrency, and of course in this video we're going to focus on Ethereum instead of Bitcoin, because over here on Ethereum itself they give you an opportunity to basically earn some passive income with your Ethereum slash your money itself. So I'm going to dive into this video in a while, but of course I will say that this video is not financial advice, not asking you to buy which coin here and there, but of course you have to know that whatever you are investing into, it has risk of losing all of your money, and I'm no financial guru slash a certified financial counselor or someone with a license to do so, just a random internet dude basically showing you like my own personal opinion slash portfolio slash journey, sharing it with everyone. And of course from there you can learn from my mistake if let's say I have made any, and of course to avoid the mistake and of course be better than me in the crypto space of earning passive income. So right now we're going to jump into the topic. If you're not subscribed to the channel, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and turn on post notification. And without further ado, we're going to jump into what is Ethereum staking. And of course I have done videos about Ethereum which is going to pop up above. Just click on it if let's say you are keen to learn about Ethereum. So for those who are new to the space, what is Ethereum staking? You might not know about it, but those who are advanced in it, you can skip on to the next topic about my personal journey. But before I do, we're going to talk about this Bitcoin itself. Bitcoin is mineable. Basically, you need to buy a GPU miner to earn money itself. So you're going to use money to buy another machine to mine Bitcoin, and after from there, you generate Bitcoin. So this is the ecosystem for Bitcoin, and previously Ethereum was like this, but of course they transited into proof of stake. So meaning, what does it mean is basically if you have money, you can generate more money. So this concept itself was basically an argument in the space talking about it's only for the rich, and the rich get richer here and there, which is somehow true, because rich to stake on Ethereum itself, you need to have 32 Ethereum, and one Ethereum is around $2,600 as of now USD. If let's say 32 Ethereum itself is going to cost you a whopping 83,000 or even more. It's very costly to run this validator itself, but fret not, this video is still also for you, because the yielding process itself we can talk about like pool staking and of course staking on the exchange itself. I'm going to talk about the pros and cons later on this segment. So I would say that staking itself is basically locking up your money, or let's say in the traditional term, buying some stocks, and after that from there the stock pays you dividends. So it's like somehow the same concept, same, but somehow a little bit different, because this is much more technical. If you talk about stock itself, you just research the stock, doing some research. Yes, you need the time. It's the same thing. Whatever you invest in, need to research on it, how they generate money here and there. So you have to understand the whole Ethereum ecosystem before you jump into it. But of course, some people will just skip that and jump into it. Then after that, from there, they start losing money, and of course, they will just saying that they're gonna say that crypto is a scam because you don't understand shit. So I would say we're gonna talk about my personal journey on it. So about 3 years ago, I started staking on the Ethereum network. Basically bought my first DM node itself to basically do staking itself, because I have no knowledge and that whatsoever, but I know that you can basically put use of your own Ethereum onto the network to generate passive income, which is running a validator, which you will need a computer running 24/7 and of course some knowledge to basically start on that. So I've done videos talking about how to run your validator or everything. So I got my Ethereum validator slash as well. So during this first 3 years ago itself, I think during the first month or so, I basically got slashed, not say the first month, but a few months down in to validating itself, I got slashed. So what does slashing means? Basically you lose a lot of money and it's very painful. So here you can see that I started on like September 4 all the way till like almost a year, I would say. Nope, it's not almost a year, but I do not know how long while I was running this validator, but it was quite fresh slash new, and I was lucky enough to do a block proposal of like 0.01 Ethereum, and of course when you get slash itself, it's going to cost you 1 freaking Ethereum. So here you understand how this system works before you dump your money in. And of course I got slashed because of double attestation, basically signing keys, basically two computers signing, having two same validators signing one single key, and of course you got flagged as double, like sending the same signature out there to basically try to game the system to earn more money, but it was a mistake. So it was quite a silly mistake, and I would say that this mistake itself could be avoidable if let's say I have known and stuff like this. So I've done content about it. So I would say that my journey itself I'm still running my own validator till today. After being slashed, I was lucky enough to have a waiting period of like maybe say 6 to 8 months, my funds being stuck on limbo. Then finally I was able to withdraw it, because back then the the risk about validating itself is you can't get your money out. So that's the cold hard fact. People had started staking their Ethereum since the day one of like this launch itself, and of course they waited like almost 3 or 4 years or even 5 years, can't really remember the time frame, but 3 to 5 years of not touching their funds, and it was being compounded and generated over and over again. And of course when then I heard about it, I was a bit skeptical, and we never know when it's coming out of the withdrawal because there was no news about it. But of course when I finally got started itself, I heard some news that it's gonna maybe the withdrawal is going to happen within like a year or so. So I feel that a 1 year lockup period is fine because I'm not going to touch my Ethereum as well. So I went on to staking and of course did a silly mistake and got penalized. So don't make this silly mistake as well. You can know more about it on my playlist. So I'm going to talk about the use itself if let's say you guys are keen about it. So till today itself, I'm making around, by looking at it, I've already made like 2+ Ethereum on my journey itself of additional of 700 over days. So you can see that the first validator was exited because of being slashed and penalized almost 0.9 Ethereum. So top up with this additional earn itself, I have generated about, you can do a calculation over here, almost 1,000 days, I would say, in the staking field. And of course, I would say that it is not a good journey. So I've basically made around 1.5 Ethereum through staking, and of course I would say by doing almost nothing much, effortless. Once you set it up, basically it will be easy. And of course I would say that every day it's just gonna earn a little bit of Ethereum here and there. So the yield itself, if you want to look at it, the 7-day yield is around 2%. And of course if you look at the long term, and of course this number itself fluctuates from various validator, but I'm going to explain to you later. And of course you can see that on the website over here, the staking rewards is telling you that you're gonna earn about 2% up to 14%, but this itself is kind of I will not say risky, but kind of misleading because this is being launched by Nexo. And of course if let's say you use the platform, you have to earn Ethereum. You are looking to earn Ethereum, but of course this 14% is gonna earn Nexo tokens, and of course with a lockup period of almost 1 year if I'm not wrong. So over here on other platform itself, you can do your pool staking like with Lido Finance, EtherFi, or maybe you want to use on Binance exchange itself. Some exchange support this Ethereum staking, so you can just put your Ethereum there and they're gonna give you like reward. So we have Binance staking 2.66%, so the range is around 2% to 3%. And of course you can see on my validator I'm getting like 3.7%. Why is that so? Because of this thing called the block proposal, and this is a lottery ticket slash, if you are lucky enough, you might basically hit like a block of, I don't know, 10 Ethereum in it or something like that. I'm going to show you later on. So over here, these are basically the range of the yields, 2 to 3%. And for those who are lucky out there, you can maybe hit the 4% mark or even 5% mark, depending on your luck itself. So my own pool, the validator is having a 166% luck. And of course, every around 150 days is gonna somehow propose a block on average. So that's the average itself. So I'm waiting for another 16 days for it to propose for the next block. So you can see that I was lucky over here, around almost a 20 days difference. I managed to propose 2 blocks itself, and of course the expected time frame was 150 days. You have to know that this over here is just an estimation, and of course we can see that over here is almost on 150 days kind of like waiting period. But there is some validators out there that is being freaking unlucky, not even a proposal of block after 1 whole year. So these are the chances that you're gonna take. But of course with this additional platform out there that is for this staking pool itself, basically a video I've done basically talking about the smooth pool itself over here, Ethereum validator. Nope, it's not over here. I have not done the video yet, but I'm gonna explain to you later what is it. Sorry, the video is here, is over here. It's all the way down below Ethereum Staking 101, diving into the smooth pooling for maximum gain. What does this what does this do itself is basically like the miners itself, they pool together to basically find blocks. So this is somehow the same concept of this pooling itself. So I'm gonna basically jump into the topic talking about, should you do like this self-staking of 32 Ethereum, or you're gonna try to use the exchange one. I'm gonna talk about the pros and cons. So here we know that you can basically do like the self-staking, basically a validator running your own nodes and everything. That is a much more advanced type of thing. So this is the cons about this, running of your self-running a self-validator slash self-system of generating this passive income. You need to own a computer 24/7. It's going to take up some electricity, and of course from there you need a heavy investment of 32 Ethereum, which is 80 over 1,000 US dollar. excuse me. So here I would say that this is the cons about it. So what's the pros of this? Basically itself, you have full control of your money. Your whole 32 Ethereum itself is in your control, within your control, because it is running on a validator which is on your own network. And of course you basically can set the withdrawals and everything towards your own wallet. So over here you can see that my funds itself, everything is being generated, has been sent to my own wallet itself. So I'm looking at whatever it is being sent to my wallet. There's no markup fees, hidden fees, or whatever kind of hidden charges that the pool staking might happen. So we're going to talk about the pool staking over here. So there's a lot of option for you. You can do the pool staking, Lido Finance, EtherFi, but Lido Finance and EtherFi and of course Rocket Pool here and there is gonna basically have some knowledge of requirement to on the Ethereum network for you to run it, because you are exchanging your Ethereum for their token itself. They are basically stake token, a yielding kind of token on the Ethereum network. If let's say you do on Lido, you're gonna get this ST Ethereum. Basically you can start, I think, as low as 0.1 Ethereum or something like that to send your fund in to basically kick off your Ethereum kind of yield investment journey. So yeah, I would say that for those who are super new and everything, you can basically do the Binance staking, which is all on the Binance platform, which you do not need to incur additional like what is that, transaction fees here and there. Don't need to have much knowledge about this itself, because it's on the exchange and the UI is super friendly. So these are the pros about it. I'm talking about the pros now. So over here, the pros itself is simple to do, very easy, but the cons itself is you are relying on exchanges like Binance and of course platform maker itself like Lido, EtherFi itself, Rocket Pool. I'll say that yes, they are reputable people, companies slash organization out there, but of course you have to know that in the crypto space we have seen many exit scam with the famous FTX, not say exit scam, but of course being like a rogue on the market itself. FTX was well reputed and of course almost being regulated by the US, and because they lobbied with the US Congress people and everything, so they got lots of like political connections here and there. Many high-end people, I would say, vouch for FTX, but eventually it collapsed. So this is my case to you itself. I would say that if let's say you trust the platform itself, you might get getting screwed over by the exchange itself, because you are not owning your funds. Therefore in the crypto space there's a saying, if it's not your keys, it's not your funds. Therefore you have to basically have full access to your funds itself. And of course this type of third-party platform itself, you are relying on their security, and of course hopefully they don't get hacked or exploited. Therefore this is the cons about using the third-party platform. And I would say that for simplicity's sake, I would say for my case itself, I'm looking to basically preserve my wealth in the crypto space. And of course I would say that I don't really trust a third party out there to basically store my funds for a long period of time. Therefore I would say that the best option for me is to basically go for a validator. And of course I do have 32 Ethereum to basically do the staking. And of course I would say this entry itself is kind of hard for those who are just getting started. Sorry about that drilling. So over here I would say that if let's say you are looking to basically stake for a lower tier itself, you can check out Rocket Pool itself. They do have like a 8 Ethereum kind of entry barrier, or maybe 1 Ethereum depending on which platform you go for. So the next segment itself is to basically hold or stake your cryptocurrency, your Ethereum itself. So I would say for those who are really, you do not have a time to basically do this kind of like research or understanding, I would say the best option is to basically buy and after they hold it on the exchange. And of course maybe on the exchange itself you can stake it. But of course if let's say you are one who's gonna buy and hold for a very long term, say maybe say 5-year horizon, or even say like 10 years down the road, I would say the best is to basically buy and after they send it to your hardware wallet, which I'm going to link all the links down below to basically buy the hardware wallet if you're interested in one, Ledger or something like that. So for you guys, if let's say you are looking to stake itself, you have the time to research and of course love to learn about new technology itself, I would say it's the best for you to basically, let's say you're looking to invest in a long time horizon, also 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, or even say 5 years down the road. And of course you have the interest in like doing this kind of research slash technical stuff, I would say it's the best option itself to become a staker. Because if you look at it, if you buy and hold itself, this Ethereum itself, we can see that the year to year itself is basically you can see like 1,000 or 9,000%, but it's not really relevant because it's in the past. And after that, I would say this over here is just giving you guys about an average itself. So for Ethereum itself is looking at around 1,000 per year increment if let's say you take the whole 10 years. the whole tenure and sum it up together, I would say this over here is really unrealistic for Ethereum itself as of now for 1000% gain, because we can see that some years itself we have done like a negative 47%, some years doing a 9,000%. So this average itself is not relevant. So what I've done is basically to ask a question without the year 2016 towards 2017, because these 2 years itself is having a large return of 9,000 or 9,000% and 700%. So these 2 years I excluded it out from the equation. So here it is showing that on average itself Bitcoin is at around 100% yield. So I would say it's not really true as of now, but I would say that on average itself what we can look at is maybe say a fifth, I would say on the range of 10 to 20%. That's the realistic like kind of return for Ethereum as of now, and the same as Bitcoin itself, maybe 10 to 20 over percent or even 50% on some good last month itself of the year. So these are the realistic like percentage that we're looking at now for Bitcoin Ethereum, because they are being fairly well known, and of course hedge fund is basically pouring more money into the space itself to build their own portfolio. Therefore I would say a gains of maybe say 10 to 15 is possible, 10 to 20% is possible, but not financial advice. So if let's say basically over here we talk about holding itself, so you are holding and after that you might earn 10 to 15, 10 to 20 or even 50% depending on how Bitcoin do itself. But of course you have to know that your entry price itself to enter all the market different time zone horizon. So we throughout the year you might be earning maybe say 8% or even 5% depending on your first entry price slash the average price itself. Therefore these are things to account for. So for staking itself is to basically balance out your whole like portfolio itself to basically keep generating slash I would say dollar cost averaging daily on a daily basis itself on the Ethereum network using your Ethereum itself. So whatever you gotten from staking itself is technically like $0 kind of entry. But of course if you want to add in your electricity per month, you can add in maybe say that one whole month you generated say maybe like 0.12 kind of Bitcoin, and of course you can take this amount to basically do like sell it off for your electricity to take it as an entry price for your this amount of 0.12 Bitcoin to lower down your average price. So these are some of the numbers that you can play around with to basically lower down your average price if let's say you are doing staking. So I would say it is totally entirely up to you if let's say you want to do a holding or staking kind of concept into the crypto space. But for me, of course, the best thing is to get free money, because it's already your money is already there out there. Therefore you stake it on the network and generate much more income itself on it. And of course hopefully that basically 2 Ethereum itself is quite a lot increment. If let's say you're just holding it for say 3 years down the road, like my case itself, 3 years you basically earn nothing. Basically buying 32 Ethereum is gonna be 32 Ethereum forever. And after that, from there, if let's say you want to generate more Ethereum itself, is through staking and of course some other platform out there for you to pool your funds to generate yields itself. So I've come to the end of the video and I apologize for all the drilling, because this whole neighborhood estate is new. Therefore I hope you guys like the video. Smash the thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on both bell icon to know the next update itself. So I'm gonna see you on the next one. Bye bye, peace.